Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is going to be your general mini cross reading for July 2021. Can't believe what I'm saying that. That means we're already into the 7th month of 2021. This year's zooming by. It's crazy. So anyway, I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me the La Vida Sibilas for clarification. You will get an opportunity to pose 2 questions. One question to the Psychic Oracle Tarot and the other question to the Marseille Sibilas, okay? So let me turn the camera around. I have not been feeling well for the past month or two, and I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I've got a lot of other stuff I got to get done too. So here we go. I'm going to put another shuffle and rifle on these. I have already done some meditation and shuffling on your sign and glyph, Pisces. All right, let's pull cards. What is the crux of the issue at this moment? The Page of Pentacles. So some kind of news or message, maybe financial in nature, could be about education, could also be a message about doing something, okay? So we shall see. What is at the foundation? Well, it is the 5 of Swords. Well, obviously, whatever this message is, and if it is over money, it has created a fight. What is the near energy of the near and distant past? The 9 of Wands. What is the unknown factor, the energy of the unknown factor coming in? Ooh, the 7 of Swords. Wow. And what is the energy of the near and distant future that may come into play during the month of July? It is the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, that's quite interesting. No repeater numbers. A 5, 7, and a 9. Odd numbers. So two numbers apart each way. There are 2 people in this card. There are 2 people presented here. Even though pages and knights always represent messages, news, and events for me. So I'm not exactly sure if you are presenting yourself as this Queen of Pentacles or if this is someone that you are dealing with. What is the energy over the whole reading? It is the Hierophant. Well, I do feel that this is some type of negotiation. There are no cups here, so this is not, there are no, at the moment, emotions. Right now, it's a lot of thoughts, words, maybe anger or heightened emotion. Not necessarily a cup, but more of a wand energy. Again, we've got these 2 people here at the base. So there could even be a 3rd person involved in this. Okay. So this goes back to what I was saying, that this was a message or some kind of news. Now, explain to you pretty much what the Page of Pentacles is all about. And typically the page is as a person or a characteristic of a person. This is somebody who's extremely studious, who dots their I's and crosses their T's, takes their time in doing things, researches, studies, and is usually pretty adept at whatever it is, or at least have the knowledge or the skill in some way, shape, or form to know about whatever it is that this message is referring to. This 9 of Wands is the past energy, this whole idea of having, well, we see that there's been an argument or disagreement, separation in some type of relationship or partnership in some form, okay? And This card implies that, in a sense, I've kind of done all I can do at the moment. This card is about feeling beat up and bruised, a little bit battered, and stopping for a moment in the midst of this to try to, I don't know, catch your breath or take stock. But yet still having the energy to get back in the fight should you need to. And I dare say that you may need to. With this Seven of Swords here. Again, this idea of two. We've got the two swords there. Yeah? And I think what's interesting to me about this Nine of Wands, they kind of are like, to me, eyes, and in the sense that they kind of give you the clarity in terms of knowing, or the clarity in understanding what your energetic requirements are going to be, but also being able to see that. Another thing is we have 5 wands over here, which implies that's where the fight was, right? And then 3 wands over here, suspended events, and resting on this 4th one. Okay, so there is more to come. I do sense that. Even here from the 7 to the 5 gives me 2 swords. Well, there are 2 swords stuck in the ground there. But he's holding 2 swords over his shoulder. See that? So being of 2 minds, not being certain, not standing up for yourself, accepting behavior because you think you got to put up with it. Maybe things have not been going to plan as of late, so there's upsets and disappointments and delays. Definitely some arguments. So the swords represent thoughts, beliefs, perceptions, ideas, and communications. And again, these coins speak about this idea of, if not financial in nature, then what are you doing? What is the value of it, right? How much are you willing to pay? How much are you asking for? and this is really what the Hierophant ruling the sign of Taurus is all about. It is ruled by the sign of Venus. And Venus is not just about love and beauty, but she's about fairness. She's about harmony. In order to, gain cooperation from people in any type of situation, whether it's, a romantic partnership or a business partnership, you have to make it attractive to them. There's got to be something in it for them, right? In order for them to say, you know what, that's a good idea and I'm going to join forces with you. But this tells me there's some disharmony here and something has happened. Now, there's nothing I can look at in terms of these cards to gather any extra information, because there's no major arcana cards in the actual spread. This is the overall energy. This idea of a higher truth. Sometimes this card will show up when you've been working in an organization that has a very structured hierarchy. Someone at the very, very top, and then everybody else doing what the person tells them to. The directives coming down. Let me give you some of the keywords for the Hierophant here. I should know these, but I've been doing this today for a while because I had recorded earlier this week all of the videos, and then I went in to edit them, and none of them had sound, so I had to do them all over. Advice, learning, wisdom, teaching, established religions, inner learning, intuition, intelligence, power, protection, morality, tradition, orthodoxy, organizations and establishments, religious bodies, corporations, conventionality, captivity, servitude, marriage, alliance, commitments, school, blessing, ritual, marriage, and acting. Okay? He influences relationships of all kinds. And he speaks to people who are conservative in their views and have traditional beliefs and a deep respect for discipline. He is also the bridge builder, forging the link between the material and the spiritual world. Okay? Now, it says if you are questioning your career options, the Hierophant appears in the reading. It may indicate that working for a large organization would best suit you at this time. It indicates that you will be receiving sound counsel from an older person unrelated to you, which allows you to see more clearly the steps needed to get where you want to be. You just need to decide exactly where that is. This card urges you to make a choice about the path that you want to take. It also implies that you may be striving to find the truth and make sense of the changes in your life. But that doesn't explain these cards. That's the overall energy of what all of this is about. Let me give you a couple of meanings here, particularly with this Nine of Wands, because I think this is hardships and struggles in the past have built resilience and character, and this is now being acknowledged. It is a message to use discretion and to maintain control of your personal interest. It asks you to hold on to your belief set and to protect your own affairs. You have the knowledge, mindset, and ability to succeed at whatever you set your mind to. Do not allow others to sway you from your path. It may be indicating that your life seems to be at a standstill. Again, hold on to your beliefs, stand firm, and know what needs to be done, and then do it. You have the strength, knowledge, and ability to see this through to fruition. Perseverance and persistence is the key. You are asked to use discernment and discretion always. It indicates a completion of events, and there is a focus on strength and opposition. But it can also indicate that there could be a suspension of events, with you having the advantage at the present time. It also suggests that there has been a conflict previously, and you are forewarned that there may be more to come ahead of you. Now, traditionally, this card is known as the liar, stalking, cheating, thievery, fraud, deception card, right? That's traditionally how it is looked at. But in this sense, I'm not going to say that that's not a possibility, but in this sense, the card is telling me something much more different. So let me slide over here and give you what the card is saying to me. It does indicate that dealings may be dishonest or not straightforward and direct, and it is asking you to be particularly aware of all proceedings, negotiations, because this card can sometimes show up when there's a business negotiation underway. It brings a message to be particularly aware of all proceedings and to remain cautious. Now, it also says it can suggest that your plans are not working out as you planned, so look for an alternative. If your plan does not work out, you should not look to place blame on others, but rather to look to yourself for the reasons of failure. It may also indicate that the most likely cause of failure is hasty actions and a lack of focus and concentration. So see, he's going in one direction with those 5 swords, but he's looking back over his shoulder. Now, it tells of upset plans, postponements, delays, and cancellations, as though everything is going wrong around you at the moment. It implies stealth around someone who attempts to outsmart destiny and evade the consequences of their wrongdoings. But it also tells of the possibility of tension, arguments, disagreements, and misunderstandings within a current situation. Here is the thing where it says someone is spying or delving into issues that are not their business. It is warning you to be honest and upfront in all of your dealings, otherwise you will be caught out, and this will have detrimental effects on many levels. It may be implying that you are inclined to take flight from a situation rather than face up to and take the appropriate responsibility and action to find a solution. So my question would be, is this you or is this someone else? Or is it one and the same? You know how I tell you sometimes the cards can represent two different people at the same time? I tell you what I really like to do is I'd like to take a look at this Page of Pentacles because it's right smack in the center. Okay? Militare. If not saying that you have the energy, the ability, and the strength to see yourself through with this, that's that. But sometimes this card can show up when there are legal issues or law enforcement is involved. Excuse me, the stanza. The Ace of Diamonds in this. And in this deck of cards, the diamonds are not always positive cards. In fact, it can be very negative. But this card speaks to, well, the idea of a clandestine kind of a meeting. So this might be speaking of an affair. Now we've got the three people again, and this could represent a marriage. The Donna de Servizio, the helper card. That's quite interesting. So remember, this message I said is about either, if it's not financial in nature, it is about doing something. Okay, or the manner in which you're doing it. But with this card hovering over the top and this card at the bottom, I would say investigate everything. If this is somebody, if you're married and you know, you're considering having an affair, you might want to consider the consequences. I can't tell you what to do. You're grown. You do what you want to do. This Queen of Pentacles, I want to know who she is and what it has to say, because that really, to me, speaks of an affair. Those two cards together. The melancholia, anxiety, tears, depression, the dark cloud over your head. Dinari, well, money, security. There you are, Queen of Coins. And the Sospiri card. This is quite interesting because the Sospiri card, again, is another card of anxiety and tears, of feeling as though there's a missed opportunity, right? But it also speaks to the idea of something being projected into the future. This is where the trouble is coming from. See the crooked arrow, the bent arrow over her head? I don't know. Maybe somebody else got married and you feel as though you should have been the one to get married. I don't know. What I'm going to do now is look at this. Not the 7. The 5. They tell me to look at the 5. I was going to look at the 7. But my guides are saying to look at the 5. Why? Because it is the foundation of the reading. This is what they're telling me. That's the unknown factor there. Fidelità. Loyalty to a person or an idea. Speranza. Another card kind of this card says to hang in there, don't give up, but The alegría. Again, there's that 3 people. Well, there's a fight and an argument with someone very loyal or trusted. And perhaps you are hoping, speranza, that all will right itself, that you can again get together and make merry. Here, that's what that's telling me. But it is these 2 cards. Let me find the stanza card. The stanza. It describes a very important meeting of a sensitive nature, or any meeting that you are emotionally invested in. Now, the oldest meaning is connected to one's social life, company, acquaintances, and friends. It can indicate a socialite, so to speak. It is connected as well, this card, to opening your heart and telling someone a secret. It is a card of confessions, of secrets, of classified information, of privacy, and trusting someone with a secret and or very sensitive information. The second, the other meaning represents intimacy and sex together with the soldier. This can indicate a clandestine encounter. Now, in love, it can foretell of passionate encounters, fulfilling relationships, and love conquest. It also represents secrets shared with one's partner or lover and bonding emotionally with another. In a family environment, it indicates strong family ties and or events. But something does not go right. There's a battle, there's a fight. I don't know what this is about. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this 7 of Swords now. I hadn't planned on pulling this many cards, but there's something else the cards are trying to tell me, and I don't quite understand what I'm seeing. Of course, I don't have to understand what I'm seeing. I just have to be able to bring it to you. The Gran Consolazione. The card of success, hopes, wishes, dreams. But it's falling on a card this card that's either saying either someone is not applying themselves, they're not focusing enough, or someone's not being truthful or honest. Oh my God. It is the conversazione. It is the Ace of Cups. A conversation being had. And the Sacerdote, the King of Swords. If not the King of Swords, in effect, it's like 2 hierophants. The priest. Okay, because that's what he is. He's just the higher priest, right? He's the top dog priest, right? Well, this is quite an odd reading because there are multiple levels happening here. These are positive cards. These are somewhat positive cards. This is a positive card. These 2 cards are positive. This is neutral. I don't know whether this guy is good or this guy is bad. Right? But it's falling on that shifty 7 of Swords. So I can't really say. Now, I will tell you that there's one other meaning to this card. And this card can sometimes say what you thought you have lost, if you've lost something or someone, it will be returned to you. I can't say for certain. Because over here, we have these cards of depression and sadness. Now, the interesting thing about the Dinari card, particularly when it comes to romance, and I said there's no romance here, there's no cups. But there's this idea of some kind of relationship, perhaps a romantic relationship, swirling about this. And maybe this card is telling me I should mind my own business. I don't know. So let me give you the Dinati card. And what is interesting about the Dinati card is it does not show up in the suit of coins. It shows up in the suit of hearts, because we know that most arguments between family and friends is usually over money. And it is deeply connected, again, to one's feelings. What is your worth? What is your value? Right? It represents advantageous unions, whether in love or business. However, if it is love, this card indicates an ulterior motive or a financial interest behind the reason for getting married or having married or been with someone. So it can well indicate a loveless marriage in a relationship. It can indicate that one of the partners is a gold digger with insincere feelings and in the relationship for a clear secondary gain. Oh my God, there's a huge fly in here. Now, sometimes it can represent the past. It can indicate a person or a situation known or something from the past coming back to the present. This can be either good or bad. That's it. That's all that card says. So I'm going to have to leave it at that. I'm going to allow you to formulate 2 questions. The first for, I'm looking for that fly and it sounded huge. The first question for the Psychic Oracle Tarot. Where he went. Well, he going to get out of here. That's what I know. Fulfillment of wishes. It's the 9 of Cups. The Marseille Sibylas. What words of advice does it have to give you, if any? Wisdom. The 9 of Cups. I don't know, something's happening here. And maybe this is all about a past situation and what's coming up in the future. It's just that these 3 cards just kind of don't go well together. These cards are not necessarily negative, but they're not the most positive cards either. The Sospiri and the Melancholia, they in effect are kind of, what do you call it? Kind of the same thing, you know? So the card says fulfillment of wishes. And maybe this is the thing of be careful what you wish for. This card, being one, if not the most positive of the minor arcana, represents emotional satisfaction, contentment, and enjoyment. Your wishes are coming true. Are you ready? Happiness, success, good health, completion, and accomplishment of your dreams and goals are in the palm of your hand. This card acts as a reminder to hold on to the beneficial feelings from accepting and receiving what you have asked or strived for. Know that these will assist you in the future when you may need inspiration and positive energy. This is the right time to heal those past memories that have been holding you hostage. Forgive others and yourself so that your wishes, desires, and goals have a clear, unobstructed path to your heart, soul, and life. I don't know. What is the card? Wisdom, number 20. Trust in the experience of others. Wow. Spiritual guidance. Maybe this is what this is saying. Experience and maturity. Now, I really don't know what that means, but I don't think that those glasses with that book is an accident. So that is some kind of symbol or sign for you, as well as this open trunk. You notice he's holding a book too. Okay? A scroll or something. Right? It's almost like another monk. So that will be 3 times he's come out. And contrary to popular belief, the Hierophant is not a married figure in the deck. He has no mate. Okay, most people say, oh, that's the High Priestess is the mate to the... No, she's the mate to the Magician. She is the doubling of the Magician. That's why she's the number 2. He's the number 5. The Empress has the Emperor. He's a lone figure. So I have seen this card mean sometimes that it's a single man. But this guy never marries. So that's that. So until next time, Pisces, I do hope those messages help. Be well, stay safe, and namaste.